Hello everyone! It's a sight like no other, the annual 4-day Nigerian fishing festival. Drivers on that highway in Dubai must have lost a couple of hours in traffic. But as Chuck Norris would say, you call it a traffic jam? That is a traffic jam. The 750 million people in China who went on vacation during the national holidays somehow didn't think that they all would be coming back home at roughly the same time, and simply stopped all traffic on the 50-lane wide highway. Many people had to spend the rest of the weekend in their cars, and the jam lasted 12 days in total. Rumour has it that many car drivers don't like motorcyclists. However, on this particular day, they had no choice but to give way to them. Here's how this massive group ride started. And that's how it was at its peak. Check out perhaps the most synchronized crowd in the world. Question for those who are at Camp Nou. How long does it take to get out of the stadium when there are so many fans there? Did it take you a moment as well to realise that those minuscule dots on the road were people? Perhaps it was both insanely scary and insanely cool to be on the streets of Argentina that day and participate in the celebration. After the national team won the World Cup, 4 million fans rejoiced loudly all day long without stopping. The vibes were amazing, don't you think? These people are no longer complaining about queues at the supermarket checkout because they've seen what a real queue is. This year, India set a record with 2,978 domestic flights in a single day. That means over 450,000 passengers. Just imagine that the residents of an entire city suddenly decided to fly somewhere. It's scary to even think what a hard day it was for both passengers and the airport workers. And if anyone in that line couldn't stand it and decided to take the train, they made a huge mistake. Check out what the train station in Mumbai, India looks like during rush hour. It's still a long way to India's record, but there are still plenty of flights at San Diego Airport too. Have you managed to count them all? There were a lot of planes in the sky that day. But there were even more people. Don't try to count them either, it's impossible. There are over 400 skydivers. Extreme skydivers from all over the world gathered in Thailand to assemble a huge figure and set a world record, which, by the way, has not yet been broken. What do you think is the most famous and most vibrant party on the planet? Of course, the Carnival in Rio de Janeiro. It's difficult to imagine a livelier and more vibrant celebration, and in terms of sheer numbers, there are few events that can compare. If you've already had the chance to visit, hit the like button and share your impressions in the comments. Looks like a lot of little helium balloons, doesn't it? However, it's merely an optical illusion. This Albuquerque Balloon Festival had 550 participating teams and just under 1 million visitors in a week. That's understandable. It's not often that you get to attend such a colourful event that looks like a retro video game in real life. Many of us are counting down to midnight on New Year's Eve, but the most famous countdown place is in Times Square. Huge numbers of people gather there every year to watch the ball drop, an average of about 1 million spectators, and that's not counting the 1 billion people who monitor the countdown online. Speaking of 1 million spectators in Times Square, few artists can boast of performing in front of such an audience on New Year's Eve in New York City. And here's one of them. There's hardly a single person who doesn't know this song. During his peak popularity in 2012, Psy was setting records for video views and concert attendance. Take a look at the magnitude of his performances in Korea. This is the famous Shibuya crosswalk in Tokyo, and even on a normal day, more than 3,000 people cross it at the same time. And during the holidays, it turns into a hell for introverts. If you're looking to make new friends, this place is perfect. You're bound to find a match quicker than on Tinder. If you think riding a motorcycle will save you from traffic jams, the guys from Taiwan are there to prove you wrong. During the morning rush hour, approximately 1,000 drivers get stuck in a jam at the traffic lights around there. While enduring an hour in a traffic jam may still be manageable, imagine a situation where it's not just a momentary delay, but rather a constant part of the daily road conditions. This is a familiar experience for residents of Vietnam and Bangladesh, who skillfully navigate these roads day in and day out. While you can drop your bike and walk in the city, it's a little harder to do so in the mountains. These Indian workers know for a fact that a strike like this would be very hard to ignore. If you suddenly decide to shop at a sale in Uganda, you better wear your rugby gear to get out in one piece. Where do you think all these people are going? Hint, it's not a celebration of Argentina's victory, but the event is massive too. Do you recognize the song? Yes, it's the Harry Styles concert at Wembley Stadium. With so many people, the organisation was great, but even 20 minutes after the show ended, the wave from the stadium still looked like this. It seems like these people are also eagerly rushing to catch a glimpse of a popular pop star's performance. There's even a spectacular fireworks show happening. However, the truth is that the 7-minute fireworks display serves as the starting signal for the commencement of the Honolulu Marathon. With 22,054 participants in 2013, it ranks among the largest gatherings in the world. There's no time restriction, and the course takes runners past numerous iconic landmarks, resulting in the last participants finishing in approximately 14 hours. This is certainly not a Harry Styles concert. But it looks like just as much fun. In the high season, the beaches in Indonesia are generally quite crowded, but on that day there was literally no traffic. The whole coast was occupied by divers. More than 3,100 of them got together to make it into the Guinness World Records and just have a great time. It's as if all those pedestrians from the intersection in Tokyo suddenly put on scuba tanks. Seeking to go beyond just diving, people came together and achieved the remarkable feat of creating the longest human chain underwater, involving a staggering 578 participants. There's so much wine spilled in this video, you better not get behind the wheel today. Just in case, Spain is the place to be if you want to join the fun. Each year, more than 5,000 people gather here for the Arrow Festival, also known as the Wine Battle. During the festivities, wine flows from bottles, water pistols, balloons, and even buckets. And here's what the participants look like in the midst of the excitement. And undoubtedly, nothing quite matches the scale and impact of Burning Man when it comes to size and lasting impressions. The festival is so unique that it hasn't lost its relevance for almost 40 years. Last year, as many as 80,000 people visited the Nevada desert, while during the first festival in 1986, its entire audience consisted of 35 onlookers. In contemporary apartment complexes, it can be challenging to remember all your neighbors. But in this particular building, it's simply impossible. This city within a city in China was supposed to be a hotel. But at the last minute, the former hotel rooms were divided into small apartments and sold or rented out. Now up to 20,000 people live here. It's like the population of a small town. It may seem like there are too many people, but you'll always have someone to turn to when you run out of salt or need to borrow a tool. They say that Everest is an amazing place, and it's worth going there, but no one mentions you have to wait in line for such a unique experience. Yes, right on the mountain itself. This is what happens when they sell tickets for standing room sections. The Dubai Mall is one of the most popular places in this city. Everyone knows this mall as one of the largest in the world, but not everyone realizes that the biggest means very, very spacious. Anyone who's experienced the chaos of shopping on Black Friday understands the frenzy that drives people crazy. Ever wondered how Santa finds time to deliver presents to everyone? Well, here's the answer. For some reason, all these guys gathered, not at the North Pole, but in India. But who cares if the world record is set? Many people have never encountered a single Santa Claus, but there are more than 18,000 of them in this place, and every one of them has brought along a loyal companion.